120 for me, hurry.
哎，不行了。
After watching the footage of her final moments, it's hard not to feel shaken. She believed that working hard would bring stability, yet the long hours and intense pressure may have pushed her body beyond its limits. From calling for help to losing consciousness, everything happened within 10 minutes, without even a chance to say goodbye to her family. In the early morning of March 11, 2026, Wang Zha Jie from Shanxi suddenly ended her live stream. According to reports circulating online, from the onset of her condition to her passing, it took only about 10 minutes. Many people today are under pressure, unemployment, debt, and constant stress. Hospitals appear increasingly crowded with patients suffering from strokes, cerebral hemorrhages, and heart conditions. Some people say they feel confused about the direction of life. Divorce, financial strain, and uncertainty seem more common than before. In this situation, health starts to feel like the only thing that truly matters. Some even wonder whether conditions like strokes and cerebral infarctions are becoming more common. I don't know what's happening in the world anymore. It feels like more and more people are experiencing strokes. In my own family, my mother had a stroke 10 years ago, my aunt 15 years ago, and my husband last year. It's been almost 11 months, and he can only walk a little now. This is my second aunt. She had a second stroke and has been bedridden for 4 months. There seem to be more cases of cerebral hemorrhage and stroke being discussed. Some stories online even mention very young patients, including children. Well, I don't know how to explain it. I was diagnosed at 23. Many people sharing similar experiences are from the 80s, 90s, or even 2000s generation. It raises a lot of questions. Can you believe it? According to widely cited global health data, nearly 13.7 million people worldwide experience strokes each year, with a significant portion of cases reported in China. Some analyses suggest the incidence rate may be higher compared to certain Western countries, though exact comparisons vary depending on the study. Recently, a female internet personality in her 30s from Shanxi reportedly experienced a sudden, severe headache during a live stream. She called for help from her assistant and dialed emergency services on camera. Despite these efforts, she passed away shortly afterward. Similar cases have been mentioned online, including another streamer known as Yunnan Akui, who reportedly collapsed during a live stream and was later diagnosed with a brainstem hemorrhage. Stories like these have made many people more aware of stroke risks. Cerebral infarction feels like a lifelong concern for me. I've seen several people around me lose their lives to it, and for a time, it left me deeply anxious. It felt like health could change at any moment, without warning. Someone could seem completely fine, just resting or going about their routine, and then suddenly something happens. Many people have noticed an apparent increase in cerebral infarction cases. In the past, you might not hear about any cases on an entire street, but now there seem to be several. Some attribute it to smoking or drinking, but others point out that even people without those habits are affected. At some point, people begin to rethink priorities. Money, fame, and success can start to feel less important compared to health, because ultimately everything depends on being alive and well. Without health, nothing else really matters. For some, simply staying healthy becomes the most important goal. Another blogger shared that at 40 years old, he rarely saw stroke-related deaths when he was younger, and sudden paralysis seemed uncommon. However, after the COVID-19 period around 2020, he felt that more people around him began experiencing serious health issues. He recalled examples from people he knew, someone collapsing during a meeting, a family member suffering a stroke unexpectedly, and others experiencing sudden medical emergencies. After feeling dizzy for several days himself, he was also diagnosed with a stroke. In response, different perspectives have emerged. Some people reflect on how fragile life can be. Others question whether there is truly an increase in such conditions or whether awareness has simply grown. There are also voices raising concerns about broader issues such as food safety, product quality, and public trust, although these claims remain topics of ongoing debate. Yesterday, I shared a video saying Hebei feels concerning, with many stroke patients visible in daily life. In parks and residential areas, wherever there is public exercise equipment, you can often see people recovering from strokes. Some suggest diet may play a role. high oil, high salt, high carbohydrates, but that doesn't fully explain it. While other regions with similar diets don't seem to show the same patterns. So some people believe there may be additional factors involved, though no single explanation is widely agreed upon. I recently came across a warning cited from medical research discussions suggesting that global health challenges, including cancer, may continue to rise in the coming decades. Some interpretations describe this trend as alarming. For families affected, each case can feel devastating. It leads people to reflect, are these changes purely natural, or are they linked to modern lifestyles? Factors often mentioned include processed foods, high work pressure, irregular sleep patterns, and long-term stress. These are difficult questions, and many people are still searching for answers. Looking at long-term data from 1990 to 2023, trends in global health do show noticeable changes. What exactly is driving these increases remains a complex issue involving lifestyle, environment, healthcare systems, and many other factors. It is something researchers continue to study. Some people believe these issues may be connected to the pandemic period. After that time, many feel their physical condition is not as strong as before. Personally, I noticed changes too. Before, I weighed 135 pounds. Now I'm 120. Some viewers say I look older than before. You can compare my earlier videos from 2022 or early 2023. Back then, I was more active, traveling in my camper van. Some bloggers have also raised concerns about lingering health effects after illnesses, whether from COVID-19, H1N1, or other conditions. People describe feeling fatigue, weakness, or anxiety, even when medical tests show no clear issues. This gap between symptoms and diagnosis has left many feeling confused. Many discussions online mention conditions such as hypertension, cerebral hemorrhage, cerebral infarction, and heart disease appearing more frequently. Commonly suggested contributing factors include high stress, demanding work environments, lifestyle habits, and environmental conditions. Others also discuss possible long-term effects after illness, though research in these areas is still ongoing and not always conclusive. One doctor reportedly joked, "I treat cerebral infarction patients every day, and eventually I became one myself," highlighting how widespread these concerns feel. It is also widely known that during the COVID-19 period, large-scale vaccination campaigns were implemented. Since then, discussions about health effects, both short-term and long-term, have continued in many places. However, experts emphasize that understanding these issues requires careful scientific study, and clear conclusions often take time. China's economy is showing clear signs of a broad downturn, with growth slowing across multiple sectors. Factories that once operated at full capacity are now cutting orders, reducing shifts, or shutting down entirely. Small and medium-sized businesses are under heavy pressure, facing shrinking demand and rising costs. In many cities, storefronts are closing one after another, leaving once busy commercial streets noticeably quieter. The sense of uncertainty is spreading beyond businesses to ordinary households. People are becoming more cautious with spending, holding on to whatever savings they still have. Unemployment has become a growing concern, especially among young people entering the workforce. Many graduates struggle to find stable jobs, while others accept lower-paying or temporary work just to get by. At the same time, layoffs continue in industries that were once seen as secure, including technology, real estate, and manufacturing. Stories of workers returning to their hometowns or switching careers are becoming more common. This shift reflects not only a lack of opportunities, but also a deeper structural imbalance in the economy. For many, long-term stability now feels increasingly out of reach. The real estate sector, once a key driver of growth, is facing a prolonged slump. Property developers are dealing with mounting debt, stalled projects, and declining sales. So homebuyers who once saw real estate as a safe investment are now confronting falling prices and unfinished housing. This has triggered a wider ripple effect, impacting construction, finance, and local government revenues. As confidence weakens, fewer people are willing to take on large financial commitments. The slowdown in housing has become a symbol of the broader economic challenges the country is facing. Across society, there is a growing sense of pressure and unease about the future. Rising living costs, job insecurity, and limited upward mobility are reshaping expectations, especially among younger generations. Many are choosing to spend less, delay major life decisions, or step back from traditional career paths. While official narratives often emphasize resilience and recovery, everyday experiences tell a more complicated story. The gap between expectations and reality is becoming harder to ignore. In this environment, people are adapting, but confidence remains fragile.